Moments ago, the U.S. hit the half-million mark in deaths from COVID-19, more than the number of people who live in Kansas City, Missouri, more than any other country. And it's why the president is ordering the lowering of flags to half-staff for 5 days in memory of these lives lost. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Chris Ketz. Mary Maloney is in Washington to explain how Congress is reacting to this grim milestone.
If I could tell her anything, I said, babe, I love you so much. I know that the Lord has you.
Millions of memories about the 500,000 American lives lost to COVID-19.
She was my biggest role model.
Definitely going to be really hard without her.
On Capitol Hill, a moment of silence.
In remembrance of more than 500,000 Americans who've passed away from the COVID-19 virus.
Families shattered, businesses shuttered, and the economy devastated.
American small businesses are hurting badly, and they need help now.
To help the smallest of businesses and nonprofits, starting Wednesday, President Biden is giving those with fewer than 20 employees exclusive access to apply for Paycheck Protection Program loans for 2 weeks.
This is a starting point, not the ending point. We need Congress to pass my American Rescue Plan.
As of now, the nearly $2 trillion plan has no congressional Republican support.
This is the wrong plan at the wrong time and for all the wrong reasons.
But Democrats sticking together are moving toward a House vote by the end of the week.
We aren't going to wait. We are going to pass this legislation, and we are going to turn this pandemic and economic crisis around.
Their goal? Get the bill signed into law by March 14th. In Washington, I'm Mary Maloney.
Dr. Anthony Fauci says Americans may have to wear a mask and practice social distancing into next year. Doctors at the University of Kansas Health System say, based on what they're seeing, they're not surprised.
If we could get 90% of Americans vaccinated in a short time frame, then we probably wouldn't have to wear masks into 2022. I think the problem is our vaccine rollout is going slower than we hoped.
Even with potential emergency FDA approval of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine this week, doctors say it's likely it could be late May or early June before it's available to the general public. New details about the fast-spreading UK variant, as there's one confirmed case in Missouri, but the state's Department of Health and Senior Services says it's been found in more than 13 wastewater systems throughout Missouri. The sampling can provide early detection of an upcoming outbreak or emerging variants. And as for positivity rates, the Kansas rate sits at 5.1% of COVID tests coming back positive. The Kansas rate has stayed flat for a few days. In Missouri, 6.3% of tests are coming back positive, which is the lowest it's been in months. The positivity rate helps us understand if a state is doing enough tests to find infections. The KCK Firefighters Union chief the Firefighters Union says that Chief Michael Callahan met with them recently while waiting for a COVID-19 test result, and that test came back positive, but the department didn't tell the union. KMBC 9's Michael Mahoney has more on what's going on.
More tension in the KCK Fire Department. Chief Michael Callahan and the union are not getting along. Union President J.J. Sima says that he and other board members met with Callahan and other administrators around December 10th for a grievance hearing.
Conference table similar in size to this one. I think roughly about 8 chairs.
The union says that day Callahan was waiting for a COVID test result, and it came back positive. Now, the city says they follow CDC and local health department guidelines for workplace safety, including everybody having a mask on at that meeting and 6 feet of social distancing.
No. No, we did not.
You're sure of that?
I'm sure of that.
Were you there?
I was there.
The Kansas Department of Health and Environment frequently asks questions on the virus states. Any person who's being tested for COVID-19 because they're suspected of having the disease is required to be in isolation until the test results are received. The city says Callahan did go into isolation after the positive test. The union says everybody at that table should have been notified that Callahan had tested positive.
After that day, yeah, they're going back to the firehouse. Not to mention they're going home to their families.
This is Station 4, and this is the latest dispute between the Firefighters Union and their chief, Mike Callahan. Michael Mahoney, KMBC 9 News.
Sima says nobody caught the virus after that meeting with the chief. The city says more than a quarter of the department has gotten the virus since last March. We're learning more about coronavirus and its impact on student athletes. It was once thought athletes would be at greater risk for heart damage while recovering from COVID-19. Doctors at St. Luke's say that doesn't appear to be the case. They say student athletes should be careful and take plenty of time to recover after a positive diagnosis.
We have to be on the lookout for symptoms of palpitations or chest pain or unusual shortness of breath. And I think all athletes who are recovering from an infection probably should be seen by their primary care provider to make sure that all is clear so that they can return to regular activity.
There's also stress that athletes should be symptom-free for 10 to 14 days before considering a return to sports. Platte County is updating its health order. Restaurants and bars can go back to their normal hours, no longer required to close at midnight. There's no limit on gatherings as long as people wear masks and keep their distance. The health department made that recommendation based on a drop in cases and hospitalizations. The Shawnee Mission School District will provide a learning update for middle and high school students tonight. They've been learning in a hybrid model since January 26. Tonight's presentation will include the most recent guidance from the CDC and the Johnson County, Kansas Health Department. That meeting is set to begin at 5:30.